She awoke hours later. Daylight was finding its way into the box, and it looked like the morning after a party when no one has cleaned up. Crumbs of cheese were scattered everywhere. She picked one up and ate it. Still good. As she reached for another, a wave of air swept down on her from above, and everything went dark. Violet looked up. The room, which had been open on top, now had a ceiling. In other words, a lid. Which is to say, they were trapped. 2. The Child and its Mother. "Jobie!" whispered Violet urgently. "Wake up!" The gentle snoring sputtered and paused, then resumed. Violet felt her way blindly around the cheese game and patted the floor for her brother until she found him. Then she tried to guess which part of him she had found and patted her way to his arm. She shook it. "Wake up!" she whispered again. "Humph," said Jobie. What's going on?" Just outside the room, a voice that they recognized as the child's said, "There are 2 of them, but they're still alive." "Oh," said Jobie, and then, "Uh-oh." The 2 mice understood what the child had said. Generations of careful listening and observation had taught the mouse community the basics of human language, though they could not quite pull off the pronunciation due to the shape of their mouths. Sometimes they even watched television from on top of the books on the bookshelves. With food so abundant and easy to find, there was plenty of leisure time. It was good practice and educational. The child spoke again. "Can't we just put them outside?" Another voice, the voice of the mother, came closer as she said, "Honey, if we do that, they'll find their way right back in." "Well, yes," said Jobie under his breath. "That would be the plan." They had heard stories about being outside. Scary stories. There was weather out there. There were creatures that wanted to eat you. But word had it that it wasn't very hard to get back in. The child pleaded with its mother. "Please, Mom," it said. Jobie took Violet's paw and squeezed it. They waited to hear the mother's answer. And waited. "Well," said the mother finally, "how about if we drive them over to the state park and let them out there?" "The what?" asked Violet. "No idea," said Jobie. "Okay," said the child, its voice happy again. "Let's put the box in a heavier box," said the mother, "so they don't chew their way out before we get there." "Rats," said Jobie. "That was my other plan." 3. Like paradise? A series of lurches tilted the room one way, then another. It raised up, then dropped down, which played strange tricks with your stomach. It spun weirdly. There was nothing to hold on to, and the cheese game and the snapping pole were sliding back and forth like hockey pucks on ice. Violet and Jobie curled themselves into balls and rolled around, ricocheting from wall to wall, hoping fervently for the best. There was a loud clunk, and then the big movement stopped. They were replaced by a dull hum and a faint bouncing vibration. Cautiously, the battered mice unfurled. They stretched a little. They huddled together in the darkened room, feeling the hum. "Now what do we do?" asked Violet. "I still think chewing is an option," said Jobie. Violet clicked her teeth together. They all seemed to be there, firmly attached. She took a deep breath. "Okay," she said. "Let's do it."